Alright guys, so I hope you're doing fine as always. In today's video we will have a quick look at the top 4 coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP and Solana. We will just briefly go through the coins, we'll have a look at my swing trades, what I'm looking for in these coins, what I'm expecting in these coins, and just a general look of the crypto market. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So we can start with Bitcoin. We see Bitcoin is moving up quite strongly. First of all, let's compare it to the M2 again, like we did in the previous videos. So if we compare Bitcoin to the M2, we can see we're still pretty much on track to make this new impulsive move up. We did follow pretty well. I'm on an offset of 91 days now personally, but you can play a little bit with the ranges. It seems like we are somewhat delaying here, so we followed the impulse pretty much perfectly. I do think we're in this movement currently. So we can see we had this impulsive leg up, here this impulsive leg up, to then have the bigger retrace, have a bigger retrace. We did test here this previous high. On the M2 they didn't quite yet test this previous high, but okay, it will never be following each other 100%, so but it does look mostly like this move, so if this has finished, we can expect another impulsive leg up, creating a new all-time high. We do see in the M2, it's still 150k to 157 even, is still the projection. Like I said in previous videos and on live streams, this seems a bit high for me. I'm more so looking for 130 to 140 range, but never say never. I would be more than happy to see Bitcoin at these price levels. Just need to stay humble, I guess, and take profits where you initially wanted to take profits, and don't be greedy and try to catch the top. So that's pretty much Bitcoin compared to the M2. Now, what do we see if we look at our vector candles? We can see we pretty much perfectly recovered this vector candle right here in this drawdown, bounced perfectly from it. This was also our previous high. Let me change this to yellow. Our previous high, which got perfectly retested. We had a pretty clean bounce. This is a level we discussed multiple times in the live stream, that this was the zone to be looking for long trades. As this was the retest of the previous high, this was the recovery of the vector candle and the fair value gap. This was in our EMA level, so this was really the zone to look for longs. If we want to see the continuation up, we really need to break the highs now. I do think this will happen. Or I am more bullish than bearish on Bitcoin. Let me phrase it like that. There's always the possibility to come back down, even into this 100k level. But the highest probability, in my opinion, is to continue to move up to a new all-time high from here. Nevertheless, keep in mind the bearish case scenario where they do sweep this low, recover the full vector and this small fair value gap here. But it's more likely, as of yet, that we are going to make a new all-time high. We are also about to make this EMA cross here, which only strengthens the bullish move. Of course, we can have some local retraces back down, but the ultimate move should be up for Bitcoin. Like I said, my targets will be 130 to 140 zones. I did take some profits on my swing long trade on this 120k zone. Next stop for profits is 125, probably I might take some 130, 135 to 140. I'll be fully out my long swing trade on 140k. It can of course go higher, but I'm taking my profits there. Here we can see my ongoing Bitcoin trade, so I did enter at this 54,000 range on Bitcoin. I held it all the way, through the ups, through the downs, did take some TP at 120, next stop 125, 130, 135. So that's my swing trade on Bitcoin. Don't be blinded by the leverage, it's not opened on 100x, don't worry. It's opened on lower leverage, just increased to 100x now that the trade is, in brackets, safe, to reduce the margin locked within this trade. But that's pretty much my idea for Bitcoin. Keep in mind, if we break down, they might be coming into these lower levels. Next zone to be watching is 110k, I would say, or even the 111,500 range. These are the two zones to watch in the bearish case scenario, in my opinion, but I do want to see some strength to the upside. We are recovering these vector candles on the 4-hour time frame. Only thing we have to be watching out for is that they are not making a lower high here to then create a lower low. But for me, I'll be looking for the long. I'm quite bullish. I will be, for my bigger trades, be looking for long setups instead of shorts. Scalping, of course, can be done both ways. If we then have a look on Ethereum, you will see I already have some drawings on this chart right here. So Ethereum is showing some good strength compared to Bitcoin. So Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin at the moment of recording. We did had quite a strong impulsive move up, had a small retrace, which is most than likely a fib retrace. Let's check. Not quite yet. Maybe from the start of the move. The start of the move it's a 382, but okay, doesn't really matter that much. I honestly was expecting Ethereum to be retracing into this 3200 zone, but it didn't. We bounced earlier, and it's now on its way to take out this high right here, which might be happening in the coming days. We are heading into the weekend, so it will be wait and see what the weekend brings, but we're so close, so we might potentially be taking out this high, which is also my first TP on my swing long for Ethereum, which was opened here at the 2238 range. So here's my screenshot of my Ethereum long, entered at this 2238 range. My first TP will be this 4111 range, with my second TP being this 4880 range on our tops. But that's just what I'm looking for in my swing trade. I do think Ethereum will be moving higher than that, so I will be keeping open partially or partials of my swing trade as well. I won't be fully closing it here. Where I will fully close this trade, I don't know yet. I will have to reevaluate that. These are my two TP zones for Ethereum. In the short run, we can see some retraces, but again, I do expect Ethereum to move quite strongly. It has been outperforming Bitcoin, so that's a really nice sight to see for an alt season. I now opened the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. We can see it's finally moving up. We had this very long downtrend where Bitcoin was outperforming Ethereum, but we broke this downtrend, started moving up. So Ethereum showing strength compared to Bitcoin might be an indication that we are slowly starting an alt season. As you guys know, we've discussed this quite often. Ethereum needs to start moving in order to kick off an altcoin season. Let's hope it goes up compared to Bitcoin, so our altbags can start flying as well. If we then have a look at one of my biggest holdings, XRP. Yes, I like XRP. I know there's a lot of people that don't like XRP. There's a lot of people that do like XRP. and there's no middle ground. I'm on the positive side for XRP. I do like XRP. Don't hate me for that. But what do we see? We see XRP is also moving quite strongly. We did get the news here yesterday, which was on Thursday, the 7th of August, that the SEC has dropped the lawsuit, or that it's finally over. So I expect XRP to start moving more freely in the future without the lawsuits holding it back. So I do think that's quite bullish news for XRP. We do see here, if we zoom out quite strongly, we had this massive rally during the elections. We did get a retracement. This is looking like some type of triangle which it broke out from. We did have a massive rally up. We did get a retrace, which is probably a FIB retrace as well. So retrace into the 0.5, so 50% retrace of the move to then bounce up again. I do expect XRP to start moving higher again, breaking this previous high to continue its move up. Don't expect crazy numbers from XRP like you see online. It's not realistic with its market cap. What I'm aiming for is a $4 to $7 range, which I know it's quite big. I do think the $4 range is already an amazing zone to get into. It's where I will be selling most of my spot as well, more than likely. My swing trades, I did open a swing trade here at the 0.5 level. If we pull up the screenshot of this swing trade, so my entry was 0.510 right here. Again, not opened on 75x, don't stare blindly to that. I did sell at 3, I did sell at 3.5 already. Partials of my swing long, next stop is at 4 for me, 4.5, 5. But I will be out mostly between this 4 and 4.5 level on my swing long trade. You might think that's not very ambitious for an altcoin season. Nevertheless, I do want to cash in the profits. I do want to get out of these swing trades eventually, been holding them for so long. And with XRP already having a huge market cap, it takes a lot of money to move up even this slightly bit. So don't start blindly on big numbers. Don't expect XRP to do a 10x. It's not gonna happen. Be happy with smaller profits, but in general, I do expect XRP to start breaking this high. Now that the lawsuits are over, I do expect it to make bigger moves compared to these very, very dry ranges it has been known for in the future, like here, for example. Super dry ranges. Vector candle-wise, there is the opportunity or the possibility that we will be sweeping this low to recover these vector candles. Zones to watch would then be this previous high here, sweeping this liquidity at 2.657. Currently, I don't see a reason yet why we would drop back down instead of breaking the previous high, but never say never. If the market dumps, these are the zones to be watching. But I do expect XRP to be moving up here. Now, last but not least, we have Solana. Those that know me from the Discord server know that I'm not a big fan of Solana. Nevertheless, I do have a long on it. I do expect it to move up. I just don't like Solana in general. Doesn't mean there is no money to be made. So what you see around here are two harmonic patterns which can be potentially be playing out with targets of $273 and $419.5 for Solana. As the other three, I do expect Solana to be moving up as well. I do have a swing long on Solana from this 166 range. This is a DC8 entry. Some guys from the Discord server and myself, we did take our first entry around 180, then at this 160 range. These were the two zones to watch in my opinion for Solana, to be looking for a long. Reason are our FIP levels. So we did have a perfect bounce of this 618 level, but we did take a previous long on the 180 already, just in case we missed the move, but the market decided to move down more. We cut our second entry to continue the move up. I'm looking for a profit around this 273 range. I think it's more realistic than this 419.5 range, which is definitely possible to reach for Solana. But I want to be safe, so I'm taking most of my profits here at this 273 range personally. But of course, that's my opinion. It's not financial advice. You do you. Do your own research, your own TA. If we look at the vector candles on Solana, there really is not a lot more to the downside, only here at this 130 level, which I honestly don't think we will be heading back into. We do have vectors to the top side which need to be recovered, fair value gaps, wicks, so the most likely scenario for Solana is to move up quite strongly. Of course, there's always the potential that we roll back over, create a lower high, and a lower low again. But that would go against the trend of the current market, so I'm quite bullish on all four of them, which is logical. If Bitcoin is bullish, the others usually are bullish as well. I said usually, keep in mind it's not always the case. So, a quick look on the Bitcoin dominance. We see for the dominance we're reaching quite an important zone. The Bitcoin dominance, that is, which we do need to break if we want to see strength in altcoins. So we want to see Bitcoin break this blue line right here, where it found resistance or support better 3 times already. So let's hope we finally break through so altcoins get some more movement or can show some more strength. This is really the zone we need to break for the dominance. If we bounce, we might see a small retracement again in the general crypto market. If we then look at the USDT dominance, we see this is also going down, so that's also good to see that people are shifting away from USDT into coins. So we want to see the dominance on USDT drop as well. Zones to watch really. Not a lot of resistance anymore. Maybe here, these lows. Then we have the lows over there, but seems quite fairly. Had some resistance on our EMA levels, did recover the vector candle quite nicely. So a good chance we continue to move back down. If we then look at the total 3 market cap, so this is a crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can see we are starting to move up again as well, which means money is flowing into altcoins. So this is also what we want to see. We want to see it move up from here. We did get a good rally, we did get a strong retrace, bounced over EMAs, probably a FIP retrace as well. So again, 0.5 FIP retrace into the EMAs, made the bounce, made the EMA cross here, so looks quite bullish as well. So now, with everything we looked at, we can say we're quite bullish on the market. Local retraces, local moves down are always possible, but the general sense is long in my opinion on all these coins. It starts to look like money is flowing into altcoins as well, so we are slowly heading into this altcoin season. I will keep you guys updated on my swing trades in the Discord server for sure. Like I said, for longer trades, I will definitely be looking for longs. If I want to scalp, I probably have a good amount of short scalps, as I do like scalping against the trend personally. But also some long scalps are very, very possible. But again, longer time trades, I do recommend looking for longs. But of course, do your own research. So that's pretty much everything from me for this video. As always, if there are any more questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section or on the Discord server. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care. See ya. Bye bye.